Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen. I'm the Restless Thrifter. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. That's Reacher, if you saw him just leave the doggy door. This video is about sales March 18th through 21st. I share with you what things sold for, platform they sold on, if they sold through a sale or a promotion, what I paid for it, and the profit. So you can know exactly what I'm taking home. And this is just to give you an idea of what you might want to sell or not sell, depending on what your goals are for your part-time or full-time reselling business. I have 7 top sales, 1 additional sale that was a fast flip, and that's anything that sold within 3 months or less. And then I have quite a few mediocre sales. I call them my meh sales, 5 of them. Not good, not bad. Just things that either took a little longer to sell or sold for lower than I expected. Whatever. But we'll go over them all. And the first one is Olukai Women's Size US 11 EU 41 Sandals. Flat, strappy, leather, tan, adjustable, beach. I do read my titles verbatim just so you can see what kinds of keywords and information I include in my titles to help people find the items they're looking for, because whatever's in your title is really important for the search results. It sold in 3 months on eBay. These shoes sold through a counter offer of $25.88. I did have them listed for $35. You'll notice me saying counter offer occasionally. I'm not afraid to counter these days. I am trying to get a little bit more out of my sales. And so when people send me an offer, I'm not just automatically taking it, even if I make a profit already. I'm trying to get more. And so I will look and see, what are they selling for? Is that offer too low? Is it just about right? Cost of goods, I paid $3.78 and my profit was $14.15. So that's how each one of these is going to go. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by, and stick around for the even better sales, because I go in reverse order from least to most profit. If you're returning, thanks again as always. And if you guys want to go ahead and give me a thumbs up right now, that's awesome. Think about subscribing if you're not already, and we'll go on to the next one. Next is a Bowden size US 4 UK 8 blazer jacket, linen yellow, petal trim, details, Easter spring. This jacket took a long time to sell. Took a year and 3 months to sell. It did sell on Poshmark for full price of $25. I had probably had it higher and then lowered it over time, because over a year and 3 months I would have realized that it's not selling for some reason. Notice I do put the US size and the UK size in the title with this particular brand. If a brand is a UK brand, I'm going to do that. If it's a European brand that does European sizing, I'm going to do that as well. I think this sold specifically for Easter because it was a beautiful linen blazer that would be perfect for a church. I had paid $5.32. I got this at a Goodwill in the Denver area when I lived there, and my profit was $14.68. I would probably not pick this up again. I bet if I had checked comps, they weren't great, but I don't remember checking comps. Of course, it had been over a year, so who knows. The next sale was a fast one. UFOs size EU 40, men 7, women 9, UA, Luxe Slide Sandals, Latte Slip-On Recovery. I did put these in the women's category just because of that shiny look to them. Seemed a little bit more feminine. It doesn't matter. They're a unisex sandal. They sold in 2.5 weeks on Poshmark through a Posher VA offer of $35. My cost of goods was $9.20, and my profit was $16.78. I will pick up UFO slides all day long. At this point, they are still selling well. You notice I did pay up for them a little bit, but I was okay with that because I did know I was going to make a decent enough profit. I think this was my only Posher VA offer in this particular time period, so I'll go ahead and tell you what that is. It is a Chrome extension. It's a third party that you can subscribe to have it send offers and share your closet. All the Poshmarky things that you need to do are automated for you. I do have a link and a promo code in my video description if you want to check it out. Next sale, Lucky Brand, size 12/31 jeans, high rise, wide leg, tinsel blend, medium wash, orbit. I didn't get these too long ago. These sold in 1.5 months on eBay. I picked them up at a thrift store in the Dallas area. I think it's called White Rock Thrift Store, Thrift Shop, something like that. I know it has White Rock in the name. I had them listed for $38, but I had a 10% off sale going, so a certain number of things in my closet were on sale for 10% off, and it sold through that for $34.20. My cost of goods was $5.40, and my profit was $18.31. Not all Lucky Brand jeans are selling well. I did pick these up because of the mid-size, the wide leg, and that tinsel blend. That's a really nice soft denim fabric. And here we have another pair of shoes. I have been listing a lot of shoes. Steve Madden size 7.5 pumps, sky rise platform, patent black 6-inch heels. Oh, I could not walk in those. Retro Y2K. I don't think I've ever been able to walk in 6-inch heels. I don't think I've ever tried though. Steve Madden, another brand that you want to be selective on before you pick it up. The Y2K style, these chunky platform styles do okay. There are some true vintage boots that do really well, but look up the style first before you go buy Steve Madden. Just my advice, because you see it everywhere. Sold in 1 month on Poshmark, full price sale of $55. I paid $9.73. That's the full cost of shoes at Goodwill's near me. They are $130 retail shoes, and my profit was $34.25. 2 more in the top sales, and then we get into one more fast flip and the meh sales, right? So Ted Baker, size US 10 dress, Yandel, I think that's the style name, asymmetric baby pink Barbie core wedding guest. Beautiful dress, took a while to sell. Took 9 months to sell it. Finally sold on eBay through an offer, counter offer. Now, the lady who bought it had messaged me asking about the size. Ted Baker has their own sizing, I guess. It was a Ted Baker size 3, but I had 4, or it was a 4 and I had 3. I can't remember exactly, in the description. In the title, I just had the US sizing, and I think that size was wrong. She could tell just from the little bit of the picture. For some reason, I didn't take a picture of the size tag. I did the Ted Baker tag, but the size tag was like in the corner, and she could see a little curve showing that it was a 3 when I had 4. And she messaged me and she asked me to check. I did take a while to get back to her because I was not out of town. I was not at home because I was dog sitting, and so every time I would come home to get my packages ready, I would just forget. I finally did look, and she was right. It was the size 3, and that was actually what she was looking for, and maybe it would have sold sooner, y'all. I have been noticing several mistakes in my listings, so I'm going to try to review all those details when I'm delisting and relisting to make sure I've got things right. This sold for $60. It did sell through promoted listings on eBay. My cost of goods was $5.41, so my profit was $39. I got this at a Thrift Giant, which is a local chain thrift store. Promoted listings. This is where you can promote your listings so they show up higher in search results and you pay extra fees. That's putting it really, really simply. And a lot of things do end up selling through promoted listings. I add them to my promotion after they've been listed for 2 weeks. I have my promotion set to cap at an additional 9.6% in fees. And that's usually what it ends up being. So it's in addition to the fees they already charge. It does eat into your profits though. My best sale for this time period was an eBay sale that sold in 2 weeks. It was a Cole Haan leather messenger bag, laptop, crossbody, weathered, rustic saddle bag. Gorgeous condition, especially due to the age and the wear. I think that gives it a little bit more character. Sold through an offer and counter offer. We settled on $78.88. My cost of goods was $10.83. My profit was $51.81. I picked this up at a Salvation Army. And probably I didn't have to pay any promotions because it sold in 2 weeks. And then my last in the fast flips is this Madewell size medium top, crinkle knit, button front, square neck, white, sustainable. This top, I picked it up at St. Vincent de Paul, a location that was closing down. It sold in 1 month on Poshmark through an offer to likers of 20% off with discounted shipping. Although Posher VA shares a 15% off offer, every now and then I will send offers for 20% off of most of my items in my closet. And so it sold for $14, originally listed for $18. I paid $216 and my profit was $687. I really wouldn't pick up this style of top again. I really wouldn't. It was just kind of boring, really, to be honest. But it was a recent style, so it had that going for it. I have 5 more sales. These are my meh sales. You know, we all have them, right? Isabel Maternity, size 12/31 regular jeans, skinny leg, dark wash, postpartum stretch. This I got through a ThredUp box, so I don't normally source maternity jeans. I have found one really good pair before. I think it was a practically brand new pair of Madewell maternity jeans. I could be getting the brand wrong, but I think it was Madewell. These sold in 4.5 months on eBay for $15.30, which was through my 10% off sale. Originally listed for $17. I paid $235, which was my average cost of goods in the ThredUp box that I received, and my profit was $10.63. Isabel Maternity, is that Target? Target, Kohl's, JCPenney. It's one of those types of maternity brands. Janie and Jack, size 18 to 24 months dress, petticoats, floral, Easter, spring, church. Picked this up at the Denver Bins. That is what we call, the Bins is what we call the Goodwill outlet, where they sell items by the pound. You dig through these bins and you put your bag or pile of whatever on a scale. They weigh it and they charge you by the pound. Sometimes I pick up kids' clothes, not a lot. This sold in 9 months on eBay. It was a full price sale. It did sell within a couple of days of relisting. So I always tell you guys, delist and relist your items that have been online for a while because it may give them new life. So it sold for $16. My average cost of goods at the bins that day was 88 cents per item. That's pretty low. I don't think it's usually that low for me. And my profit was $10.16. Janie and Jack is an okay brand to pick up for kids' clothes. I think I picked this one up specifically because it was kind of a special occasion dress, something you would wear for Easter. Next is a personal item, Master Bike Lock, 2 keys, vinyl coated cable, gray black bicycle lock. I have no idea. I don't even have a bicycle. I don't know where I got this, how long we've had it, and why. But when we were moving and I was packing, I'm like, we don't have bikes. I'll try to sell this. Sold in 4.5 months on eBay, full price sale. And it also sold within a couple of days of relisting. Sold for $10 plus shipping. In case I haven't said it already, everything that I'm listing is plus shipping. Nothing has free shipping, and I'm not including the cost of shipping in the price that I'm telling you. I put $0 as my cost of goods because it was a personal item, and I made $9.44. 2 more items. The next one, Atmosphere the Harbingers board game, replacement pieces, 6-player pieces, Mattel. These are the player pieces for a game called Atmosphere the Harbingers. This board game was complete except for it didn't have the VHS tape. Yes, VHS tape that was supposed to come with it, and I didn't realize that, or I wouldn't have picked it up because it did sell well complete. I just couldn't imagine a VHS game, right? But I have been selling off the pieces, and I've done pretty well with it. So I would have to say, if I see this game again for cheap, I will be picking it up to part it out. It's just so easy. It took 4.5 months for these particular pieces to sell. It was a full price sale of $10, sold one day after relisting. I'm putting my cost of goods as $2. I have no idea how much I spent on this game, but I think I've been putting $2 for my cost of goods for each little grouping of pieces. And so it's probably cost me nothing by this time. My profit was $5.87. At least. And then the last item to talk about for this time period is Talbot's Woman Plus Size 3X Top, Stretch, Sleeveless, Tropical Print Tank Shell. Normally this would not be in my lessons learned. That's what I'm going to call this one. It's a lesson to myself to check quality, because I picked this up at a thrift store in Denver called Soul Dog Thrift. It's a wonderful organization that takes care of animals, and they have a cute little thrift store. I'm hoping it's still open because I know that they were having some leasing issues. But if you're in the Denver area, look it up, Soul Dog Thrift Shop. And it just had some quality issues. It sold in 9 months on eBay. I had it listed for 11. Someone offered me 8. I'm like, sure. You know, if I have flawed merchandise and it's pretty obvious, first of all, I always list what the flaw is, whether it's obvious or not. But if it is a really obvious flaw, I want to get it out of my inventory pretty quickly. I had paid $218. My profit was only $319. Otherwise, Talbot's plus size clothing does pretty well. My average cost of goods was $4.56. That's pretty good to me. Things are a bit high in the Dallas area, in my opinion, thrift store prices. And my average profit per item was really good, $18.09. I'm trying to get that over $20, but the fact that it was over $15 is great. I sold on average 3 items a day, a little bit more than that, and 0 Mercari sales. This was before the Mercari changes, but I'm not really selling much in Mercari now either. That's everything for this video. Again, if you haven't already given me a thumbs up, I'd love it, but you'd love it even more if you leave me a comment. Just what was your favorite thing I sold, or is there anything you would have done differently within your sales? Y'all just keep listing.